All right. Hello, Speed Gaming, and welcome to this Super Metroid Randomizer League playoff match. We have Apathy Duck representing the A team on the left, and Eddie representing the Bullies on the right. I'm Glove, joined by DJ Webb. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Glove. How are you?
Oh, good. I'm excited to watch this. Should be a solid match. Um, we are 1-1 so far between these two teams, and this match is, I think, nearly everyone would agree. It's favored towards Eddie. Eddie has really grinded this mode, and it really lends itself towards his movement. However, Duck has made some strategic skips that have um, almost worked out in previous matches.
Yeah, Doug faced a similarly strong execution runner in the last round, and yeah, did some plays that could have worked out. Unfortunately for him, didn't. But as you can see, his team still here in this week, and if anyone is wondering about the previous races in this series, the first one was on Monday, and we did see it. Simo beat Ace. The second one was on Wednesday, and there were some issues for speed gaming, so we didn't end up getting a restream. And Audra
Mhm.
beat Pistachio Cat. So that's how we're tied at 1-1 here.
Yeah. All right, powerbomb start. Uh, so potential to meme route. Generally, people don't like meme routing until you have supers, but if you have supers, you have to meme route in this mode. Like, there's just no way around it. So we'll see if either of the runners want to count on just getting supers, or if they will go the sort of quote unquote traditional way.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, this mode and Major Minor, like it's pretty risky to meme route without supers because you're somewhat likely to, either skip in that mode, it would be wave gated, in this one it would be the Spore Spawn supers. So yeah, definitely if you don't get supers, there's a risk for sure. Um, yeah, they're gonna have to make that decision.
And that's going for it. Eddie is
Eddie is
not.
no.
So, I mean, this is a pretty. Oh, Duck is playing this really safely and still
Until he
getting hit.
doesn't.
Duck.
Well then, he's alive. He very, very. Oh my god! Of course, he gets a small drop. I was about to say he's very carefully doing this little farm, and there's a super at this old mother brain. Oh, nice, tank.
Yeah, that's why you check the item before doing your farms.
So yeah, I think
So
I was
Duck is
on.
alive, but it, I okay. Interesting idea. What if it's actually better if he doesn't find supers here? And then there's just garbage at Spore Spawn.
If he's capable of putting it out of sight, out of mind, then sure. But yeah, I don't know. As we find Screw Attack, which is interesting to find exactly there when your other Chozo progression was Power Bombs, but there was also a missile at 230. So
Mm-hmm.
from our all-seeing eye view, we know that there was, missile progression at 230. But with the Screw Attack there, it could have been missile progression at Gauntlet. Not that they would have much cared. And yeah, we get Super, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
call it a bailout. It's debatable whether or not that's true, I suppose.
I wouldn't call it a bailout. I would call it a reward, but I see the justification. Hey, fuck you, idiot.
You do have to shoot that once you power bomb some blocks and then you shoot one as a BT's wave beam.
He's okay. He's flustered. It's
I
easy
mean,
to
yeah,
happen. Like you saw your life flash before your eyes. He's got space jump, so X-ray deboost is going to be a non-factor this race.
yeah, and You've been talking about meme ride a little bit. I thought I was on commentary for one, but actually I definitely wasn't. But I remember earlier in the season, I thought that meme ride was a little bit worse in this mode just because compared to some other things where you could meme ride in direction first, you probably aren't here. But people pointed out that because of alpha power bombs being a Chozo location, it's still pretty good. Um,
Alpha PBs make meme rush strictly better if you can do it.
yeah.
Like, unless you are skipping alpha peeps, then it is just faster to meme route.
So yeah, the other thing that could come into play here, so we saw Eddie skip Gauntlet, which doesn't surprise me in the least. Duck also could probably still skip it, but he has screw attack and space jump, so it would be way faster for him to do it. And that could actually be something pretty huge in this mode because we found our missile progression at 230. That could be like anything that's not a suit.
Eddie was trying to do some task stuff there. Fun unmorph super, just messed it up. But yeah, I don't see Duck doing Gauntlet here. If you are meme routing, it's kind of hard to justify Gauntlet because you're just straight up going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I do recall he did it last round. That was a screw attack first progression type of thing. This one's obviously a little bit different. And now that you see these supers here, well, actually no, it's not full info for Duck, but yeah, it's pretty unlikely that it was required for you to get like your actual Chozo progression there. But we'll see. Yeah, it is the wrong way from the red tower that you're likely heading towards. But if you don't do the back, it's not awful. And yeah, if it's something good, like you don't necessarily know that your opponent didn't do it, you might have a pretty good guess that your opponent didn't do it if you're Duck's position. But we were both talking about
Uh,
how this is Eddie favored more than likely. Like that's one of the ways that if you're Duck, you could try to get something of an advantage.
yeah, I don't. I'm not huge on the idea of checking stuff your opponent hasn't in order to get an advantage. Like, unless you. Hmm, I don't know. It's decently fast. I am still not a fan of it. And you're either spending more time getting the miners in the back or you're abandoning them. And those two miner items are like half the appeal of Gauntlet.
Yeah, Duck's got two Chozos to pick up first before he makes that decision. Um, then yeah, we'll see what situation we're in. We don't yet have a suit, which in this mode has sometimes the suits come very early, especially because of how the logic works. We haven't seen. Did we see a Chozo reserve? And or did we? Hold on. Screw. This was
I'm not
space.
sure.
Super. This was a missile. Yeah, we haven't seen any Chozo tanks yet, right? I want to say that's true.
I'm not sure. That missile could slightly incentivize Duck to go do Gauntlet, given that he knows that it's not like that the screw attack isn't leading to our first ammo Gauntlet or anything. Or wait, is that possible here?
Sorry, I was reading chat, didn't quite hear your whole question.
No, I think it's summoning material. Duck's either going to check Gauntlet or not, so there's a 50-50 chance.
Right. And yeah, Eddie is over to Red Tower. He's not. So yeah, if they're both going to Alpha Power Bombs as their next Chozo, it looks like Duck maybe is, I don't know, 5-ish seconds there. Actually, no,
I
because of
think
the
Eddie
troubles
gets
he
there
had, he might
first.
be, yeah, just a little bit ahead. The elevator's long. But yeah, it'll be, I don't know, 10 seconds-ish.
Yeah, I mean, that's just both Eddie being really sick with movement and also Duck spent a lot of time with those side hoppers.
So yeah, all of my posturing about logic earlier was, suggesting that we're probably
Oh
getting a
god.
suit pretty soon. And there it is. There's a various suit here at Alpha Power Bombs. Um,
So if you're Duck, you're kind of miserable here. The ways for you to win have just really decreased.
I will say that in Duck's previous phase, this was one of those places that he ended up skipping to try and cut corners and save time. And doing meme route made it like not good to skip this. So on one front, that's good for him, but like you said, on the other front, like Eddie's moving faster, and despite like we said, meme route being the better play for time, like Eddie is ahead because of some of the troubles Duck had, and
Yeah, I want to
likely that
see.
gap is only to widen.
I wanted to see Duck skip X-ray here. Uh, I mean, I get what, like, if you're just playing. So there's basically two ways you can play this when you know you're at a distinct movement disadvantage. Is you can play for like some really aggressive skips and stuff. Make sure that you're not like try and give yourself that edge. Or you can just try and play for time, play like highest expected value from checks, and play as though you're doing an async. And partially you're hoping your opponent messes up somehow. I think it's better to just play as you always would. However, Duck has shown himself in the past to be somebody who's a fan of the calculated skips. And here, if Eddie doesn't mess up, he will need something.
Yeah, this is one of those modes where the potential for divergence can appear. It's also very possible that like the chance for divergence appears, but like the divergence is strictly not good. And there's also a chance that it really just doesn't appear, and like there's a singular path that the seed like tells you to do, and you just do it because it's like the only thing that you can like reasonably do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, high jump is like a thing that you always want to see. So like neither of them are upset about that. But again, like Eddie's just gonna like keep, trucking forward and like taking this advantage a little bit. Interesting tube blow up. I don't expect Duck to do that.
I kind of think the tube. I kind of think breaking the tube is just correct. Because you're not expecting to do Suitless Meridia, and it saves you time if gravity's down here, and it saves you a bit of time if gravity's down here, loses you a bit of time if it's not. Odds are it's down here.
Yeah, that was I was thinking that because that was one of the things Duck was playing for in his last race was like the suitless thing. He did end up doing suitless and it didn't work out, but yeah, that was my expectation. As yeah, neither player checked the boss. Two of them are easily killable. One of them is not really killable in Dragon unless you do some very difficult and timely stuff. And then Ridley, I'm not sure about their ammo. It was tight if they hit every power bomb.
Oh, they're fine.
Here's Duck.
Duck is maybe not as familiar with using power bombs to kill Ridley. This ice is really interesting. I guess this is fine. I would kind of expect the runners to do this on the way out.
Yeah, I was.
No. You want to do it now because you don't have a good way to kill Dragon. You have a good way to kill Dragon. So yeah, this is worth it to avoid an extremely long Dre fight with Spike Suit. But now you just go straight to LN.
Yeah, if Eddie gets his iceless escape, he's about to pull back into the lead that Duck made from skipping, I think, every item in the high jump boots area. It was 2 missiles on a reserve.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, got some really good space jumps across the room where Duck had to slow down and power bomb stuff out. So I mean, Duck definitely made up some time, but you know, he's closer than he was, but he was also just about a second ahead, and now he's not. Um,
So
yeah,
where's the super pack that Eddie got that Duck didn't?
Old Mother Brain.
Okay. Because that's actually kind of a big deal. So, like, let's say Ridley is in Lower Norfair. With Duck's current loadout, he basically needs to. So, if he double hits with every power bomb, it's 15 power bombs here, assuming he gets 30 supers and 15, or 30 missiles and 15 supers in. Both runners are doing LN
Not
for, or Upper Norfair first.
and not doing the Bubble Mountain Miner, which well, I guess if you're planning to go to Ellen after Wave, it's probably better to do it then. I don't know. Kind of six in one, half a dozen in the other.
Yeah, unless they specifically find gravity here or wave,
Yeah.
then you can like check it and run back if it's a super.
Yeah, this was also part of Duck's strategy. He was like hard committing to charge beam in his last race as well and skipping a lot of missiles, as you can see. Like they both saw the missile in speed hallway and Eddie got it and Duck didn't. He didn't follow through on that boss of skipping this missile, but you really can't like I mean, I say can't, and he also did it on the way out to completely nullify my point. But if you're like really skipping a lot of stuff, like you can put yourself in very dire circumstances depending on how fast your non-mother brain go mode comes up.
Yeah. Chat pointing out going this way does also give you a pretty nice farm.
Yeah, Duck's current ammo is terrible. If you're thinking about Ridley at all, which you probably are, it's one of those things about this the boss shuffle modes as well as just like, you know, these faster modes where you have to be thinking about stuff like that kind of holistically and at all times. As you can see, like Duck is farming up completely right now, which makes sense because you don't want to not be thinking about it and then you're in a situation later where, you know, you could be in a worse farm spot or you could have like bad ammo for like doors plus the metal pirates, stuff like that.
Mhm. And no additional supers showing up here in Upper Norfair is pretty awful for Duck.
Oh, we get charged. I
It's
was
less
expecting him to
awful
skip
for
this
Duck.
power beam. I was expecting him to skip this power bomb,
Yeah.
honestly.
So now we're not worried about any bosses.
Yeah, as long as you have you know, solid gameplay around like charge kills, especially on Ridley. Like wave beam, if you get a vanilla Ridley and you have like any like X Factor setups, you'll be good. If you get a non-vanilla Ridley, I know the way that boss Rando does things can put you in room situations you're not familiar with and the setups don't work the same. But otherwise, yeah, I mean charge wave is not a strong beam, but it's not a terrible beam.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like, oh god, that door. Uh, Duck has to. I think he kind of just has to play for Eddie messes something up at this point because there's like no. At this point, it's fairly unlikely there will be a reasonable skip to make.
Yeah, things I'm thinking about, especially with that charge beam showing up. If we leave Lower Norfair and we don't have gravity, you're gonna have a croc decision to make. That's a potential
Yeah.
divergence point. And if that's not it, like you're not gonna have chance for divergence unless you get like the other two suitless items down here and like one of them does a suitless play and the other doesn't.
Hey, you know what's funny? If gravity doesn't show up, this has the potential to be an underwater wall jump seed.
I was not gonna say anything and hope for the best. First try gate glitch. Not fair. See if Duck wants to do this. He did skip it in his last race. He wants to do it. It's spring ball.
You have to. I think it's pretty
I mean,
unreasonable to skip
I would have
GT.
said that last. I would have said it in his race versus Cutie as well that you have to do this. And
Yeah, he had to.
yeah, I mean, he would have only finished like 4 minutes behind, all things considered. But yeah, this is I mean, I did say both Sulis items show up here. Like that's one of them. The other one's ice.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, they both got Green Gate glitch very quickly. That's good to see. Upper Norfair is going to be as comfortable as any. I said upper, lower Norfair, as comfortable as any without gravity that you're going to get because you have high jump, space jump, and screw attack. So, despite being on 2+1, I don't think either of our runners are too terribly worried about their current situations. Yeah, we're soon going to be upon our first boss check. Two of the bosses that could be at this location could have gravity. One of them is Dragon, which can't have gravity, and the other one's Fantoon, which doesn't have an item directly tied behind it. So,
Eddie got some sick time saves there off his amphitheater power bomb.
oh, he did the sound cue or whatever. Those are fun shots. So yeah, in a lot of scenes where this is your route and you have like all the logical stuff, I feel like gravity pops at screw attack very very often. Since it didn't, like that croc play is kind of looming, I think, because I would call it somewhat unlikely for this boss to give us gravity, just because only half of the bosses can have it, and neither of the bosses that can't have it have to. So we'll see what's going on here.
Yeah, the croc play. Croc is definitely a lot scarier to skip because we do have charge and logic. Alright, so we kind of need like Dragon here and Fantoon. And alright, so if Fantoon is at Crate, if Fantoon is not in East Meridia.
Yeah, we have a Dragon. We can have any of our remaining items that aren't gravity. The other thing that means is that currently neither of our runners has ice or speed. They don't need it logically any longer because you can skip the Batoon hallway. That is more difficult without the gravity suit, which is all I'm going to say on the matter.
This is
killing.
I'm not sure if he just doesn't realize how little health this grapple kill takes. Oh, like because of the double environmental damage reduction from Varia. Grapple kill is a slap on the wrist.
I know Duck's teammate said something to both of the other members of the A team at some point. I literally think it's like 87 as Dragon is just swooping her hearts complete.
Roughly 87 sounds right, yeah.
And yeah, Duck is gonna finish this Dragon kill first, and as long as it has no issues with the grapple jump out, it's just pull this race way way closer. I expected both of them to check this. A lot of things are really good here. Like, I mean, the double Sulis item of ice is still viable here. Like, and yeah, speed was also very possible here. So no advantage from one player getting an item, one player not. A little bit of hesitation from Duck did pull Eddie back into a very very small lead. And
yeah, we have. Yeah, chat mentioning Spike Seed on the table now. Walk, please. You can fix it there if you walk, but the walk's kind of scary if you don't know how to do it.
Yeah, Eddie is he's getting the grapple jump part fine, but he's too close to the overhang, as you can see. So yeah,
it's a pretty common problem if you're doing the one bounce like this. This looks good. No.
Oh, I agreed with you. I thought it looked good as well. So yeah, Duck's pulling back ahead. This has been more back and forth than like the way it's been back and forth has been kind of interesting here as far as
Eddie. Yeah, Eddie's. Oh, Springboard is missing him. Oh no.
Okay. Double snowball jump is an option.
Yeah, that's true. And he's a little bit in shambles right now, and Duck needs to
I,
not take hits.
yeah, I did not like that that deboost when you only have Varia and you also have X-ray. Like it's a small time loss to not do like, the optimal new route strat, but like the health loss is not fun. So yeah, this is getting like, into non-insignificant territory. Like
This
already
is a like this is a significant lead now.
yeah, I was just gonna say that what was I about to say? Something about the
Yeah,
health and
Duck
stuff.
might
And
have
yeah.
like 300 in his reserves actually.
No, he skipped the reserve
Oh,
at
did
wait,
he?
he skipped both reserves at high jump, yeah, so he
Oh,
needs to not take hits.
yeah. So he's just one hit KO mode then.
You do have, you have screw attack, so as
Yeah.
long as you're not in the wall jump animation when you touch them, you are okay. And could have gotten bailed out with an E-Tank there, but did not. So
All
yeah,
right, he's fine.
well done. And yeah, for
It's
both
always so
runners, it's about
obnoxious when
time.
you don't break the middle block. I think that's like only possible if you have just wave beam, but you can break the top and the bottom block of those shot blocks at Three Musketeers, but not the middle. And it's like hard to see because it's really dark.
Yeah, so it's decision time as far as Croc. Obviously, you don't have a ton of information. Like if you know what this boss is, like that changes your decision point. Because like,
Wow.
if obviously any of the three bosses that are at Kraid could lead to gravity, but only two of them could directly have it. Obviously, Fantoon's items are in the ship. And yeah, Duck is not doing Croc. I have I don't frankly have a sway on what I think Eddie's gonna do. Love you maybe have a little bit more insight, but this isn't a situation
It's
that
the play.
ex-
I think you can argue either way in this situation. Again, if you're Doug playing against Eddie. I'm kind of more curious if Eddie does Croc here.
he's
No?
not.
Does he
So
believe?
the biggest things here would be, ooh, yes, ammo. That's good for Duck. I also kind of just want him to take the health refill no matter what. No, well,
Yeah.
if he doesn't use a super, he can get a lot of health off of mini Kraid. So hopefully that's on his mind,
I
because
mean,
that will kind
you're
of
still
negate
at
the utility.
173 health. That's still kind of a scary Ridley, but Duck might think that's the kind of things he needs to do.
Yeah. All right. So this boss is gonna tell us quite a bit.
It's great.
It is Kraid. So if this is gravity, we have an all-out race to the finish, and if we don't, we're going up to wreck ship, and probably there you're just hoping for Ridley gravity, frankly. But regardless, oh my goodness,
No,
yeah, a little bit too soon on that super shot. I think Duck has missed this like 3 or 4 races in a row, unfortunately.
salt in the wound.
So yeah. More than likely, that's going to cut into some of this lead. We'll have to see if Eddie can make up the time that his opponent has given him. It's an E-Tank. The third one is very nice, obviously. But yeah, now now we're in that situation. We've got a wreck ship boss. Obviously, like I said, Ridley could just have gravity. Fantoon, if it's vanilla, could also just give us gravity in the wreck ship. Um, the funny thing here is like if it's Ridley and Ridley has gravity, you can't even use like the Forgotten Highway route
Mhm.
because the ship isn't on. So in that scenario, you arguably want it to be like Fantune, and then it's like either right super or E tank gravity, right? Like that's kind of what you're hoping for, just for like speed. But obviously, it doesn't actually matter because your opponent's doing the same thing. But speed
Hmm.
wise, that would be ideal. And yeah,
Oh,
here's where
he's just
the
committing.
he's going. Um,
This is
if
so
you,
slow without ice.
yeah, I mean, if he's confident in the suitless CF clip and gets it pretty quickly, that is certainly
Yeah, Duck.
routing efficiency, but for time, it's kind of hard. It's hard for me to tell. At least I'm certainly not gonna say. Um, and yeah,
Yeah,
assuming
neither
Eddie gets,
runner goes for the spike suit. For Eddie, it's more reasonable to not go for the spike suit, but I really wish Duck would have given, one try for the spike suit leaving great. If you're going to be doing this, you stand to save so much time.
yeah, and then he's had probably 3 or 4 missed spring ball jumps already cutting into some of this time. This is also like you need it to be like Fantune and late grav here. If it's like I said, if this is Ridley grav, like I want to say what Eddie's doing probably just ends up faster regardless of how well you did this suitless. And the spring ball jumps aren't spring balling for Eddie right now, unfortunately.
Like, because Eddie has underwater wall jump on the table, I just don't think this can work.
So he's got one more uh spring ball jump to get up here, and then some grapples will get you across Everest. And yeah, Eddie's gonna show us what the verdict is as far as I guess the other option is this is Ridley and it's not Grav and Croc was the answer, in which case the underwater wall jump isn't
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be.
it's not a thing. So, yeah, this could be Ridley, and then yeah. So yeah, yes, this works specifically if Croc has grab and Ridley's here. So
Which is, it's one of the possibilities of all of the
that's
theoretical
Fantune.
seeds. Duck needs to not fall down here. He doesn't. So yeah.
Wonder if Eddie expects Fantune here. I think he did old route for a bit. Like he started with new route, but I think he went back and did a bit of an old route grind.
He
So he
started
probably
with
knows
new
it.
route. That's interesting. So I would say room
Oh, that
wise,
was
those
a
are
really sick one Doppler. Pretty awesome, Eddie.
so I would say those are the two hardest rooms to navigate. Obviously, the hardest thing for
Mm-hmm.
Duck probably is going to be the suitless crystal flash clip. I'm assuming he's going to save here. Yeah. Um, I was about to say, yeah, empty your reserves right now. That'll save time. And then, yeah, this, not a easy trick in my opinion. I'm sure there are people who will disagree because they put hours and hours into it. As far as the suitless CF clip,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, those people are annoying.
yeah, if Duck can get that part down, this snail hates you.
It's true.
Yeah, just shoot it. And yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna have
mean,
to see.
Sula's CF clip is not. Did Duck turn a beam off? I don't actually know what he uses as his visual cue, but it's. I kind of don't like him taking the save here when he has 29 power bombs. Like, if you're not confident you can get it within that many, then I think you probably just shouldn't be making this play. Well, I mean, I just think you shouldn't be making this play, but
Yeah. So if gravity's here, he's gonna pretty much just kind of breeze by him. And if it's not, yeah, it is. Okay. And of course, you get a drop.
ain't that the way? Yeah, so there's a couple different ways you can set this up. That didn't look too far off. he's a little early. I think he's actually a pretty fair bit early.
Eddie's checking
There
this,
we
I'm
go.
guessing for
Nice.
beam damage. It's not beam damage. Duck doesn't have high jump
I
on.
I almost wonder if this isn't coverage.
You mean like in some like crazy scenario where Duck went up first?
In the situation where Duck does everything the same, but he found everything the same as Eddie, but he found plasma there,
Okay,
basically,
that too. Yeah.
or ice.
This is the other cost of Suitless Crystal Flash clip. You're in Suitless Batoon and you just use 10 supers, so
Yeah, so the CF clips are really slow. Like, I love Sula's CF clip. I think it's a sick trick. I think it's really good to learn, but you really have to know when to use it.
yeah, I think they might end up in Coliseum at the same time. But
Yeah,
Eddie's
maybe.
at the very least, Eddie's gonna be ahead after Ridley. I think it might even come sooner, just because it's more water movement for Duck and a lot of grappling, and thankfully you have Spring Ball for this room. But
The nice thing with Ridley being there for Duck is he can gravity jump out of Ridley's room. So
that's
that's
true.
a pretty significant time save over having to do the spring ball jumps in Precious.
Yeah,
It's just there's Eddie's so far ahead at this point.
yeah. A boss up, a gravity suit up, and several supers up for an incoming Ridley fight. So yeah, what I said about Coliseum was not taking into account a farm here, which is not giving Duck the greatest of luck. So yeah, Eddie's already ahead.
Yeah, this farm sucks because you don't want to be grappling these guys, but you can't go into the sand here. There's a way to get out of the sand without ace there, but it's pretty obnoxious. I actually kind of just like killing these Metroids, yeah, because they're so laggy. Duck also, he's immediately breaking spin jump, which is giving him some really long turnarounds.
I was gonna say I did not. Oh, it wasn't the right setup, but all 4 verticals hit. So go crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame he couldn't go for 4x, but I was looking at Duck's screen. What happened? It looked like Eddie was set up correctly.
I think he didn't get the movement towards Ridley correct.
Okay.
I wouldn't swear to that. Yeah. Oh, Ridley's not quite yet dead. I was about to say basically 4 Ridley fight difference. Yeah, a little bit more work to be done on Eddie's side.
Might as well get yourself your safety tank.
Yeah, and again, like beam damage is valuable when they're only on charge wave and don't have a ton of ammo.
It's kind of funny to think about in terms of safety tank though, of like that's Eddie's 7th tank.
Yeah.
But that might have been worth it just to make the ship refill shorter.
Yeah, it was a pretty good Wample jump as well out of there. You're not doing the reverse spark when there's no Dragon here to get the spike suit.
You can short charge in Ridley energy tank room. I hear it's a pretty simple 12 tile short charge.
Casually. Very, very casual. Duck is power bombing when he has charge beam.
Let him be.
I mean, I think that's more damage quicker, probably. It's just difficult at the end of the fight. I mean, he was missing charge shots as well, so that also maybe plays a part. Oh. Duck doesn't get the grapple jump, so we are spring balling.
Yeah, he's sick right now. Got the foosball. You love to see it.
So, oddly enough, I feel like this is going to be the Chozo seed I've seen where they have like the least like amount of like damage for time on Mother Brain. I feel like usually, well, a lot of them, no one gets charged, so you're on ammo, which is pretty quick. And on others, the other ones I've seen that, oh goodness, Duck, they got charged had a better beam than this. So, you know, Eddie has a million tanks, and you know it's not a terrible fight, so I don't expect any trouble. But it will not be the fastest.
Yeah, charge wave with this much ammo isn't that bad.
It's funny with they definitely got like different missile packs along the way, but like the super pack that was at Old Mother Brain is like literally the only one that was different, and like we looked at a lot of them. Yeah, Duck is gonna take this route to wreck ship. I do not. I mean, I kind of feel like it's probably faster, but I don't really know. And if it's not faster, it's close.
It's not. It's faster in RBO because you go to plasma.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Chat pointing out this route's more practiced. It's what Duck's used to, so.
Eddie has been using screw attack very well to not get grabbed by these Metroids, conserving health. Considering you want to do the baby skip, that is smart because you're not, you know, it's not like, oh well, I might not get baby skip and I can just, you know, take the health refill regardless. You definitely want to get both the baby and the refill room.
I wonder what baby skip Eddie goes for here because he doesn't have bombs, so he might just go. Yeah, looks like he's just going for boomer skip.
Is the like standardized like new route Stachio harder without a wider beam, or like do you just have to do like an extra jump or something?
With wave, it's probably the same.
Oh, yeah,
Eddie!
the one he missed.
A little sus. But the bigger thing with Stachio skip here was just like Eddie usually does the jump and like one bomb. Whether you're doing that or bomb spread, though, you do need bombs. There are like non-bomb methods to do Stachio skip, but bombs really make it so much more consistent. Does Moonfall worth it if you're doing speed zap skip? I feel like it's not. Because isn't it normally only worth it if you're doing the diagonal down shot on the door?
Had a lot of room left on that speed zap skip, but on that front,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
he's.
inclined to agree with you. It doesn't feel like it's saving you much time.
I mean, it's never saving you much time, but I mean, Moonfall's 6, so if you can save time with Moonfall, you should.
Well, I want to say this is the 150 damage charge beam combo.
It is.
So before ammoed out to 120 shots. Eddie did not come in with. Well, I mean, I guess it misleads super low full relatively, but then you do Mother Brain 1 and such. So how many shots it's gonna be, I don't know, but non-trivial amount. And yeah, strap in, enjoy being Mother Brain with only charge wave.
And Duck does take down Phantoon.
Boss number 4 completed. Wow, Eddie's chilling with his pal Mother Brain.
So he's going to be in Turian before he finishes, but not very far in it.
There's the rainbow, and Eddie had saved some supers for this part. There was some recent discussion, I want to say at least during a race, about how using supers here can save you maybe catch-up cycles, but I don't know how that factors when you don't have 15.
I don't think it would with 15.
Just as far as like the alternative of like just using all of your ammo and then you do the whole beam fight the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, skipping the catch-up is what, 4 seconds?
Something like that.
Is that a good cutscene? Looks like it.
Oh, and Doug is doing Gauntlet
He really likes doing this play. It's when he is like finding a beam at the end of the game. So with Space Unscrew, I think I timed it out to be you're adding around 30 seconds plus item fanfares, which is just
well, for
if
anything
if you have
right?
like a single beam, I kind of think this is not worth it. But he does get Spacer.
Yeah, that's if Duck had done this early, I don't think it makes any difference. And it was double super, so falling down one side arguably hurts. I don't know if the speed combo getting supers still saves time, but I feel like it does. So yeah, I think if you have good Metroid rooms, you're probably in 4 by the time Eddie's on the ship.
bombs.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably only 3. Duck got a drop as Eddie misses the spark.
What? Was he? I can't tell if he like dropped an R input or if he was going for left side spark and just didn't. However, with that, Eddie will be finishing in first place with an official racetime.gg time of 50 minutes and 28 seconds. GG. And upon seeing that, Duck has taken the forfeit.
Oh my goodness, they had a lot of discussion in this race room. Yeah, GG's to both of our runners.
Mm-hmm. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I ain't reading that. Let's see if they do decide to join us for an interview. Looks like Eddie is. We are joined now by Eddie. GG on the win.
GG. All right. So, question.
Yes.
Does Ridley's... Okay, so I thought it would have been fine to do a normal X Factor setup, but the timing didn't seem right. Is that just because it's like an area thing? It seems like the boss spawns a little bit faster or something. I don't know if you guys saw
us very adept about that one.
I don't know. I've done the other setup, like just going to the left side, and it's worked fine. I don't know though. We are joined now by Duck as well. GG.
GG.
GG, Duck.
Suitless never being worth it makes this mode suck a lot. Makes it a bad mode.
Yeah, so my understanding is, Duck, I guess we did like pretty much the same thing. You just kind of... Did you do Gauntlet by any chance at the start?
No, I meme routed it. I was so close to... Well, because I did a couple practice... Like, I said this before last time. Like you know, assume you're similar like to Cutie. Like, it's like you said, it's a quirky vanilla seat. So like, there's only so many places that I can save time here, right?
Yeah.
And like, people keep it like 3 minutes, like just rule of thumb. That's what I got to save, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I've identified a bunch of like places where I could shave time, right? I could like skip Red Tower, I could skip X-Ray if you're gonna do it. I can like, last time I skipped Screw Attack, which is what cost me. You know, you can play for charge. So like, one of the like couple practice seeds I had, you know, if I get a power bomb, I go meme route. I get Varia. If you get like one of the suits in like those two places, you just go, right? Mm-hmm. And so like that time I didn't get Varia, but I got like some pretty good stuff. And like since the suits can never be in criteria, like I almost skipped early supers and just went, right? Because that would have saved. That just saves you so much time. Like it saves you the entire climb. It saves you like, and you're only for the price of one suit skip, right? Like. And like, you know, there had to be missiles up top, so like those early locations, like I shouldn't have checked 230 because I knew that had to have been a missile. So like that was one, but I ended up doing early super, but I should have skipped it because I would have saved a bunch of time there. But like once I got to spring ball, I basically considered myself go mode.
Did you say 230 had to be a missile?
It had to either be a missile or super.
Why?
Because we had a power bomb at the bottom, right? And then how are you getting any further without a missile?
There's 2 checks that you can get. There's bombs and charge.
How are you gonna get
to... Well, he already had charge, which was Screw Attack.
Okay, so then Screw could have had ammo.
How do you get the charge without... Oh. No, how do you get the charge without missiles?
Gauntlet could have ammo in that situation.
You got the charge
through
without
meme route.
missiles.
Yeah, through meme route. Yeah, through meme route. Yeah. But yeah. Anyways, it could have... Yeah, it had to have been a missile. I knew it had to have been a missile, so...
It could have been Gauntlet, but...
Yeah, because Gauntlet could have a missile. Unless you... Because Gauntlet could have the ammo, I believe.
Once you find
Screw. Because you got Screw Attack, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that like nuance there. So unless I can 100% like count it out, I usually check those because it's just over if, you know, someone gets charged or, you know, ice or something.
Yeah, but I'm
like
saying
that.
with mine coming from the other direction, like I was pretty sure, but like whatever. Yeah, you're right. It could have been Gauntlet. So, but like if it wasn't, like I would have skipped. If that was an item, I was planning on skipping like Bomb Chorizo, just because that's slow too. But
Yeah, Bomb Stories is pretty slow. So did you kind of just end up clearing most everything? Sounds like you did. Did you skip 230? Did you say?
no, I ended up doing it.
Okay. So did you end up kind of clearing everything except Gauntlet, I guess?
Yeah, and then I got Gauntlet on the way to Turian.
Okay. So it sounds like we kind of might have done the same thing ish.
Well,
You were synced
Until the end.
Until Kraid, after Kraid's lair.
yeah, I mean, I was even for a second I thought, because I forgot I had my bosses backwards. I like for some reason I thought I still had Dragon to kill, and I was like, oh well, it has to be Gravity because I thought it was Kraid. And like I thought I had Dragon still, so I realized like, oh, Dragon couldn't be Vanilla, and Phantoon can't be Vanilla, so I was like, oh, well, it has to be Croc. So I almost went to do Croc, and then I realized like, wait a minute, Dre's dead, so that's not doesn't make sense.
I was 2 chucks away from doing underwater wall jumps, and I would have been like so happy to show that off, but it didn't happen.
Well, I had it. Well, I guess it could have been Croc, right? But...
Yeah, no, it could have been, or top of wreck ship. I timed it out recently that it's never worth, if you can underwater wall jump relatively quickly, and we had everything for it too. It's never worth getting the top of wreck ship grav.
If you can well, you left that part out.
Yeah, if you can do it, if you can do it within like a few tries.
I thought you meant going up and coming back down, like you do in a vanilla, like.
Oh no. Yeah, like basically, like I was gonna check right supers, and then I was gonna check wreck ship E, and then from that point on, I was just gonna go straight down to I was gonna take Forgotten Highway and go back. But that didn't happen. But it looks like because I found Grav, it kind of sealed the deal there.
Yeah, I mean, even just putting it at, I mean, I think you still win if you put it at Bowling Alley.
Yeah, it is, because Cutie and I literally had a scene where this exactly what we did. Cutie and I, we raced one like literally a few days ago just for fun, and it was literally, this is exactly what happened, where he just went straight into Meridia, and then like I got Grav at top of wreck ship, and then I just beat him by like a lot. I think
if I had ice instead of spring ball, then it would have been, because I you know, that takes a lot of time. The crystal flash plus the spring balls are bad. Plus I kept missing them. Like ice is so much faster than spring ball.
You crystal flashed?
Yeah. How else am I supposed to? How else am I supposed to do that if I don't know your black magic tricks?
Oh, that's true. I forgot because you're Soothless. Okay, never mind me. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think if I had ice, then it would have been different. Like,
did you get that relatively quickly?
In like 4th or 5th try, something like that.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty sick. I honestly would be too scared to risk. Like, if I can avoid doing a Soothless CF clip, I do, because it's like, oh my god, I've had seeds where I've missed it like 17 times in a row, and I reset, and I'm just like crying. Basically,
would it be nice if this was faster to reward me for knowing this, wouldn't it? That'd be cool.
But you know what? I'm gonna say that your Dragano is definitely better than mine. I was actually scared that was gonna cost. I was pretty sure that was gonna cost me the race. I thought, like, I was like, there's a good chance this cost me the race. I was really scared. It was so bad. I don't know how much time I spent, like 2 minutes maybe on that. More than I had to. Maybe more than that, honestly.
There's a universe where it did.
Yeah, if Duck had just taken your same path afterward, there's a non-zero chance he comes out ahead.
Where were we? Like right around Kraid? Like where were we in relation to each other? I'm curious.
I mean, like
Duck was a little bit ahead. He had lost some time on Kraid slow kill.
Yeah, but he was still like, I want to say he was like entering Main Street at around the time you were on your way out of Kraid.
Okay. Yeah, Duck, if you went up direct ship, man, that would have been kind of spooky.
I mean, I know this is the same. Like, this is the same thing with like, because you finished with a 50, and like, usually I don't finish. Like, they have to be pretty good for me to finish with a 49. I don't think I could do it going up the wreck ship and coming back down. So like,
I mean, it's the fast way around because Dragon's dead and it was Phantoon. But yeah,
Sure, but I'm just saying, like, from my experience, usually I'm finishing around now with pretty decent seeds, and the cutie got a 49 in that one too, and it was the same thing. So it was like, okay, you guys are just I mean, that's the thing, with you two, you and cutie, and then I think Southern Round's out, but we had to play them. I was just a sacrificial lamb in these.
Hey,
just
if you went up, I think there's a good shot you would beat me.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna be
I'd beat
honest.
you if I went up, honestly. If you
There's a
getting
reasonable
50,
chance. There's a reasonable chance.
There's a chance, but I don't think
You were ahead. You were ahead. You were ahead. I mean, it sounds like you were 30 seconds ahead, maybe. So I believe in you, Duck. I believe in you.
I mean, I didn't get to my baby skip yet. I could have failed that.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god! Did you get to see how I failed that? No,
Did you
the
finish?
one bramble.
Oh my god! The so if you take the top left tile, right? So one to the right, one down from there. So one right, one down. That tile, I cleared everything, and somehow my wave missed that tile, and I did the jump, and then I landed on it, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I missed it last second. I was so sad. And I was definitely oh my gosh, I wonder I wonder what's going on here. I wonder if that could potentially have costed me. Where'd you get the spacer, by the way?
That was Gauntlet.
Oh, Gauntlet, okay.
By the way, you guys submitted your picks for 4 and 5, right?
I did. I have them, yes.
Okay. Do you we know. Do you want us to just do it on stream then?
I mean, you can tell us right now if you want to. Yeah, feel free.
Sure, I'm going 4.
Okay. You are going to be facing Simo.
That's what we thought. Okay.
Ooh. Nice tactics.
And then Audra's going 5.
Against Eddie.
Oh my god, I couldn't believe it.
You don't know, Stasha's been secret grinding one obscure mode that nobody ever picks, probably. That was our pocket pick for 5. Just kidding.
Was it a link to the past?
Yeah. Sasha's been grinding NMG game 5.
Maybe not the best mode against Audra, but yeah.
Or Duck.
or Doug. Or any of their team, I guess. I mean, I guess I don't actually know Sasha's experience with Zelda, but I think it may be 0.
I'm pretty sure it's 0 for both players, but
yeah. I mean, if you want to, you could name the mode right now. If you wanted Duck, you could also not. I'm not gonna.
I didn't think that far. I got a double.
Yeah.
Think about it, but it won't be Dash Recall. I'll tell you that much.
That's not an option, but
or Dash. It won't be Dash. I'll tell you that much. There you go. Whatever. They're all the same to me. Same bizarre modes. Might as well race a different game. So, well, we've been down we've had to go to game 5 several times. So hopefully I'll beat Simo and we'll just continue our game 5 trickeries.
Be fun. I mean, regardless, I think it's going to be fun. So that's cool.
Yep, should be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks to both of you. Put on a good show. I don't have anything else. Duck, you can not Duck, Glove. I don't know.
We're basically the same name. Person. I mean,
whoa.
One syllable. That's all it took, I guess. Take the floor, Glove.
All right. Well, with that is going to do it from us here at Speed Gaming. Be sure to go follow both of these runners. Go follow Apathy Duck. Go follow Eddie. And if we'd be so kind, follow the broadcast team as well. I've been Glove, joined on comms by DJ Webb, and we've had Paragon on tracking. And from all of us here at Speed Gaming, we will see you next mission.
The next race is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Nevdi versus Farfaloo.